letting us play in your game, and no one else is doing that.
That's right. That's right. For real. Let's see if Mr. Simmons, aka Delaware Torres Wong, is available.
Oh,
Hello.
I see you, Christopher.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much. How are you?
Oh, I'm just telling everybody my woes.
Oh, I'm sorry you have woes.
That's cool. I also got a three-nager everywhere. I can barely take him out in public because he threatens to beat me up all the time.
This is the second time I've heard that word in a week, and I had never heard it before.
Yeah, if you're not a parent, you hear about terrible twos. That's a lie. 2-year-olds are awesome. They're cute. They're wonderful people. But when they turn 3, they learn things like, I can ignore people. I can tell people to go to hell. I have learned swear words now.
It sounds like a bunch of terrible karma for teaching Kendall's kid how to say, "Hey, you fucking guy."
I did not teach him that. I witnessed it. It was hilarious.
I believe it was in your house, Dave, that we taught Aiden Carter to smack his head against the back of the wooden rocking chair.
Yeah, potentially.
So let's not play like we're all innocent with corrupting other people's children.
Yeah, no, but like I'll tell you right now, dealing with corrupt children is pretty freaking weak. All right, I guess we got enough people here to play.
Hell yeah!
I gotta
what
do the
happened
thing on the internet.
What happened last year? Someone bring us up to speed.
We finally defeated the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it was we had no choice. We couldn't separate Bran from the dragon, so they both had to go down.
Mm-hmm.
We used our scrolls and summoned monsters and now we're left with a world run by David Bowie.
Which I think is not the worst.
In disguise.
Probably not the worst thing ever.
So yeah, I guess we got to go talk to Tyrion. Discuss the merits.
Does he want to know?
I think he knows that David Bowie's running the show right now.
Oh, does he?
I think so, right, Dave?
Yeah, I'm not totally clear on that. I don't know that anyone really clued Tyrion in. I think everyone brought David Bowie up to speed and allowed him to pretty much develop his own strategy. So maybe he told Tyrion.
Well, I just figure that having a Bran walk around while Tyrion already knows Bran's comatose in a bed, that he's a relatively smart individual and probably knows that that this isn't Bran, because Bran's having dragon dreams.
Now he's not having any dreams.
Well, you guys did a dragon drop last time. I just realized that. That's hilarious.
Do we know if David Bowie is cool? Like, is this a permanent gig he wanted, or was he just like, look, I'll do this for a little bit, but I got a day job.
I think David Bowie, there's no question on whether or not David Bowie is cool.
Okay, I don't mean in general. I mean cool with his new position.
Oh,
yes,
right,
I agree. I agree. David Bowie is certainly cool.
So I guess that kind of depends on what he's been doing while you guys have been working for Leonard. I mean, you guys all met up with Leonard around the same time, and he was studying mystical arts in the Tower of Song, and you guys hadn't really seen him since. And then he just shows up and is like, by the way, he's a master of illusion, and he will help with this issue you got, buying you some time. So I guess the question could be, will it go to his head? So you got this dragon on the ground. Do you guys want to scrap it for parts, or
Parts?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. The dragon was wearing any gold chains, like Run DMC or something like that, Flavor Flav.
The dragon had not begun amassing his hoard of gold chains, but dragons in and of themselves are very magical beings, and you can make really great armor out of their hide. You can pull their organs for pyromantic magic if it's a red dragon, etc. Maybe dragon brains could be useful for enchanting things. If you aren't interested, that's cool too.
No, I think I would like to harvest some of this there, guy.
Yeah, I'd sort of be interested in the in the wings. Maybe make myself a cool, like, Batman style cape.
Oh, okay. Who's the most who probably has the most skill in slaughtering?
Delaware, I think.
Do you want is that a survival check, Dave? A knowledge nature check?
Yeah, I'll accept either of those.
Okay, I'll do a little survival check.
How long do you guys want to spend? So you got all your bowmen who ended up not being useful at all, but they're still hanging around. You could bivouac with them and spend a couple of days even tearing this dragon down, throwing it onto carts.
Yeah, that seems like a smart plan to do that. And then,
I mean, do we have rations? Are we eating dragon meat at our camp?
You got plenty of rations. They're like military K rations, though. They're lumnus bread, etc. And this dragon flesh doesn't look that bad, quite honestly.
Do you think the towns noticed this dragon falling out of the sky? Do they know that the king is dead, as it were?
So as far as the narrative you got from Tyrion, you guys are the only people in the know that Tyrion, or that Bran was warging into the dragon. And so if anyone who didn't see the dragon fall out of the sky, and probably a lot of people did, townsfolk and villagers, etc., they're going to recognize that the dragon isn't burning their livestock and destroying villages any longer. So the absence of dragon was certainly noticed. The absence of Bran, potentially not so much.
All right, I will also roll a survival check.
Looks like there's been an update to this frickin' page. All right, Gabe. Yeah, you're using some techniques you're aware of, separating flensing some bone and stuff, and a couple of the archers, and they also seem to have some interest in it. If you want some help with it, they're more than happy to break this dragon down.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So we'll say by the time you guys are mostly finished separating parts and everything, it's late into the evening, Other people set up some fires and some tents, and some dragon steaks are getting grilled and passed around by the archers. They seem to like it.
Mm. All right.
Sounds like Delaware. You're sticking with the K rations.
No, I'm all for exotic meats.
All right. So you guys bond with some of the archers, and everyone has a good time. Everyone's really impressed with all your magic and stuff. They want to hear about your exploits and the tales, and any freestyle hip hop beats that they've never heard before.
Archers, what ho! Did you know that if you link your Twitch Prime with your Amazon, you can subscribe to my channel for free?
They're very interested in that.
Well, there was this one time where this old friend of mine, like, souped up this DeLorean. And I went back to the 1950s, and my mom tried to rape me, and it was not pretty.
Damn, that's a cold story, Delaware.
All the archers seem to be able to relate to the incest thing. They're like, yeah, that happens.
No, it's cool. My dad decked a dude, and I still exist. It's all right. It's all cool. I got lots of other stories if you want them.
Some of them will keep you up real late listening to them. And you're just co-opting popular time travel mythology for it.
Yeah, that is absolutely what Delaware is doing. He's telling all kinds of stories about. Oh yeah.
Excellent. So eventually the fires die down, everyone falls asleep, and in the morning you break camp and start marching off. Here's some scenery. You guys are walking. Here's this some sort of castle you guys walk by. Then, let's see here. Pardon me while I point out that you guys run into a phalanx of pikemen while you are here. And they seem to be, of this, of the King's Guard, and the archers are not too weirded out by them, and they shake hands and high five each other and continue escorting you back to King's Landing.
Do they have a commander or anything?
Yeah. There's ranked officials among them, shouting orders, etc.
What ho, gentlemen? I mean,
Yeah, what ho?
What's happening, guys?
The tales of the glorious battle defeating the dragon has reached King's Landing, and we have been sent to escort you back in a procession of great display and prominence. This being the greatest danger to the throne since the mother of dragons, some time ago.
The worst, like, it seems like you guys have a lot of threats to the throne, man, but I'm glad that we could help with this one.
We are forever in your debt, oh knight.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, knight. I like the sound of that.
The marching continues.
I like the sound of that.
Let's see here.
Brock joined the group just in time for us to be in muddy waters.
What? Holy Brock, welcome.
Welcome, Brock.
What ho?
What? Without a doubt. What ho, all around.
Yeah, the band's back
Which-
together, man.
This is great. Someone tell Brock what's been going on while I put these tokens on the page.
Yeah, so we totally I'm sure you were here when we were like pressed into service for you know, stopping the dragon and whatnot.
Yeah, dragon killing.
Yeah, we totally did that.
Did we get Bran out first, or
No. He died with him.
You know, he refused to go, but who knows what happens when we
serves
get
him
back
right
to the
then.
cancel.
Yeah, we did our best. We tried.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's optimism for you.
Yeah.
Hey, dragons get, crossbowed. Fuck him if he wanted to be a dragon.
Yeah, shouldn't have done it in the first place. All right, so you guys have a bunch of dragon parts that you have clipped for resale / magical uses, and are now heading back to King's Landing, where you've got a large retinue entourage of knights and infantrymen and pikemen, and it's getting bigger as you guys are getting closer.
Do we discern any shiftiness in the eyes of the men? Are they super cheerful that we just slayed the dragon, or are we concerned that they know what we know about Bran?
Roll like a sense motive.
Perception.
Perception.
Oh crap! Hold on.
Yeah, no, I'm holding on.
My perception is 8. Okay, hold on. Hold on more.
Pardon me. And the results of that roll.
28.
Look good.
Dang. Yeah, you actually, you think that this is something of overkill. Maybe not. But you recognize that you are, now that you have demonstrated that you and no one else was able to slay the dragon, you guys are probably the most dangerous thing in this entire realm. You guys have a corner on all magical things, and Bran or David Bowie aside, the kings, etc., or the nobles are probably pretty squeamish about what you guys may or may not demand, or what the fallout. The dragon was a known quantity of badness, and you know how nobility can be like, yeah, that's great, and then you guys are a unknown quantity. So the pikes, the swords, the spears aren't pointed at you, but yeah, you're right to be a little worried potentially.
That was my perception check.
Okay.
You also get this sense.
As we're walking, are any of the like commanders near us at all, or are they leading from the rear, or are they escorting us personally, or?
That's a good question. I'll randomly roll to guess. The nearest commander is this many feet away or this many yards away from you. 19 yards away from you. So they're not that close, but they are certainly within paying attention to you distance.
Is there anyone like within earshot, eye shot that maybe like we introduced ourselves to when we were marching up and about to, get this entourage? Do I
Yeah.
see any?
So
Yeah.
so there's that captain you talked to earlier. We'll call him we'll call him Captain Minderbinder, and he's definitely within earshot. If you want to give him a shout.
I'll say, hey, Captain, I got some questions about I don't know, traditional like sending us on our way feasts and or I don't know, like what the basically, man, what the party is going to be like when we get here to the castle. Do you know anything about that?
Well, this is an unprecedented feat of bravery and valor. So an unprecedented feast, I'm sure, will await you. The king has pulled some of the most opulent barges from the southern countries up to the landing. Potentially there will be a party on a boat. Feet T-Pain.
That's pretty epic, man. I'm not gonna lie. What do you think, Delaware? Lagboot, Brock? Like, I mean, I'm totally down with a belly full of grub before we go on our way to our own world. Let you guys, get back to life.
I mean,
Do we know if this guy is in charge of all of the men around? Like, could he could swing there?
So he seems to be the captain of the pike contingent, which you see here right before you. Also, the bowmen seem to the archers defer to him as well. So he might not be the ranking out of this entire entourage, but he's calling out the shots.
Yeah, a good meal would be one thing, but I don't know. Do we want to, like, just amongst ourselves, do we want to sort of, reconvene with the smaller circle of people we were planning this whole thing with in the first place and sort of establish the new lay of the land before we just start, like, throwing back pints of grog?
Well, yeah, man. I definitely need like a good I got dragon blood all over me, man. I'm not gonna lie. I can't go to a party like this. I definitely got to get clean. Yeah, it'd be good to debrief Tyrion and like, see how Bran's doing.
So I turn to the captain with kind of a flourish and I say, "Captain, can we be escorted to the court and provided with room and board so we can clean ourselves up in preparation for what I'm hoping is a delightful feast with you and your men?"
Absolutely. We will shortly be returning to King's Landing, at which point in time you should certainly make yourselves presentable for court. You are our honored guests, and it would be unseemly of us to not allow you to refreshen yourselves before meeting with the king.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right, so
yeah, it'd be dope.
there's walking to some more gates, big old gates. Here we are in King's Landing. And you guys come to the to the palace, and the guards kind of thin out, break off, and some of them meet up with some court assistants who starts showing you to some chambers.
Captain Minderbender, interesting runes on this castle wall. Like, I can read some of it, but is this some kind of protection spell or?
That is where the water marked when it was
Heavy rains last season.
when his castle wall was reclaimed from the evil people who are trying to get us to pay for it.
Oh, good
Okay.
on you.
No, we're gonna continue on this way. Here we are.
We took
in
this
the Great
castle
Throne
for
Room.
free.
Wait. Does that say the Romans, they go the house?
It says Romans go home.
Your Latin is terrible.
All right. So, is there anything you guys want to do individually or in chambers before you guys end up here in the throne room?
I definitely want to wash all the goo off me.
Yeah, get that goo off.
I'd like to have Delaware fashion some boots from Dragon Scale for me. You know how to do that?
Oh.
Yeah. Do I know
Maybe
how to do that?
Yeah.
Maybe yeah, work
Okay.
on some dragon scale boots. Maybe I'm thinking like a dragon buckler for everyone. Dragon scale buckler.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have craft like clothing or armor. I was gonna have to like take it to somebody I trust to make my cool new Batman wings.
Fortunately, Gabriel's pretty good at some of that.
Yeah. I mean,
Brock
I've got
can craft weapons.
What
and
are you? Have you developed any of the magical skills for that, Brock?
and craft alchemy. So yeah, I mean, to a small extent.
Excellent. Well, we can dig into that and see what can be
That's
fashioned.
actually all he's good at is the
Whatever. He's good at stabbing. He's good at poisoning
Bombing.
people. Yeah.
I mean in the
bombing.
craft department.
Oh yeah.
Oh. He's
Yeah, I
a good
got some-
bomber, man. We've learned that. He's trigger happy.
I mean, no one makes a Molotov cocktail quite like Brock.
although my stores of booze go missing, so that's a little disheartening. But whatever. Yeah, can I make I got some craft magical arms and armor. Can make some bucklers for everyone and make some boots for Lagboot and maybe a cape for Delaware.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll try to bring up the best I can, a photo of what Batman looks like.
Gabriel's like, damn, that guy is cool. How is this like some warrior legend of old from your time, Delaware? Because like this guy is like,
Absolutely.
he's like not the warrior we deserve, but the warrior we need.
Yeah, you should have seen him in his gray spandex phase.
That sounds terrifying, man. Like that's pretty cool.
Like, I'll have to show you some archival footage sometime. Yeah, and okay. Resting up. Are we gonna have a chance to have a private conversation with Tyrion before we have are escorted to a party?
It is not looking like it. You do have that helm of telepathy, though.
I think Lagboot had it last.
Or other means of magically communicating.
I think I
That's
did
true.
have it, and it had it was like a tinfoil hat with a small satellite dish on the top, so I could, beam my, yeah.
All right, so let's. What's the name of that spell? The Helm of Telepathy. Let's see how good it would be if you don't exactly know where the person is you're trying to reach and contact. All right, so you can use Detect Thoughts at will. That's pretty cool. And then you can also send messages into those thoughts. Okay, so this has only got a range of 60 feet on it, unfortunately. So not without sneaking around, are you going to be able to send a secret message to Tyrion?
Another thing Brock is really good at,
Oh, good point.
sneaking around.
He's already doing that, looking for the best royal toilet.
Dude,
Great.
it's kind of tough. Like, you think you've probably found it, but it doesn't really match up to your standards.
I mean, can
there's
you
a nice iron throne right there.
can you drop an upper decker into like a latrine pit? Like, I don't think that works.
I mean, I notice him out of the corner of my eye, and he's like creeping around looking for a place to shit, and I'm like, God damn.
So, do you guys have do you guys have something you want to say to Tyrion? I assume, since you're asking about it. If you guys can all communicate with each other via the message
so
spell.
I would like to send a message to everybody and say, hey guys, why don't we just tell him straight up, Bran is dead, and the successor and the successor to the throne is, and then we say, I don't know.
Yeah, I was curious about this from the get-go. That's why I was, I was talking about it earlier. Before everyone just starts getting all, fat, drunk, and happy, like,
Let's
I want
figure
to
out
know,
what's
like,
about to
how
happen.
Tyrion's, what's his thought on what happened? I'm sure he's smart enough to realize that everything's not quite what was, the job wasn't quite done as asked. There, a few modifications to the plan. So it might be good if we, are, not, blindsided by him having a different take on things than we're expecting.
So you were advocating to tell everyone boldly what has transpired.
I don't know about boldly tell everybody. I think we need to
Well, I was about to enthrall everybody in the room and share a tale of mystery and intrigue.
I mean, that sounds like fun, man. Don't get me wrong.
Or should we be a little bit more subtle and say we don't know where Bran has gone to, but the dragon has been slain, your people have been freed, and suggest that the captain take over until Bran return? What do you guys think?
Well, I think I'd like to see because there is a fake king, so it would be weird to the people if the fake Bran abdicates.
I forgot about that. Is that the guy who's sitting on the throne right now? Okay.
Again, I'd like to sort of, my plan would be, a debriefing where it's not so much that we play dumb, we let him tell us what he knows first and get a feel for things, and tell him sort of as we get more comfortable, we tell him what we know. And, not because we don't trust, but I don't want to tip up, I don't want to cause any fights we don't need to cause.
I mean, that's smart. I don't want to kill more of these poor bastards that are already been killed in the last 8 years of stupid war that they've been waging, because it sounds really stupid, man.
I mean, not if I'm not getting paid for it.
Might I suggest that Brock plays some that's not the word. Just some bombs around the room and while we're chilling.
We're gonna blow the place up.
I'm thinking limbs should be flying here in just a moment. I don't know.
To be clear, you mean bombs that will bring the roof down, not more turds.
I was thinking you like place it in the pants of some of the soldiers,
Oh,
so we get some
speaking
good
of,
chunkiness.
on the way back in, you did see a big hole in the ground. I mean, this place has definitely seen better days, but among dragons had destroyed a lot of this place. But you do see where the High Sept used to be, which is definitely bombed out, and that's some good looking bomb tech that Brock you might be interested in. I don't know.
Yes. Yes. I'll start. That's how we can have our conversation with Tyrion. I'll just ask him what destroyed the High Sept and can I have some?
Do you want to? Are you thinking about trying to find him before the meeting in
Yeah, why
the
not?
court?
Wonder.
All right. Is that a sneaky kind of thing, or?
Sure.
All right. Why don't you roll a?
Brock's way better at the sneaky kinds of things than the diplomacy kinds of things.
Why don't you roll a stealth?
Will do. And I'm not going to be dark or underground, correct?
Correct.
All right.
I mean, I don't think one of the most powerful men in the kingdom is hanging out in the keep.
He might be. You never know. So, dude, you guys are rolling fire today.
Oh shit!
So you become totally one with the shadows and start going through the halls. You think you got a good idea of where Tyrion resides, because this is the castle that he's going to be in. And sure enough, you you come around a corner and you see Tyrion sneaking the opposite direction. And he fails to notice you, but it looks like he's heading towards your chambers.
I will sneak after him.
So you follow him basically the same way you came from, and he goes into he goes and knocks on the door that adjoins the chambers. Everyone in the room, while you guys are getting ready and saw Brock sneak off, hear the knock, and Tyrion enters moments later. He looks trepidatious.
Okay.
That means filled with trepidation.
Yeah, no, I got that part.
He says, the kingdom is certainly in your debt. Thank you. I just wished to share my personal thanks before before we see you in court.
No, we're good. You good?
Yeah. Why I am good. Why are you asking if I'm good? Do you assume that I am coming to see what has been going on because I am not entirely comfortable with what has been going on?
That didn't sound suspicious at all. No, dude. We haven't talked since before everything went down, and then all of a sudden we're being paraded around. I want to make sure. I want to know what's on your mind since we took out the dragon.
The king can walk again. Apparently, the moment you slew the dragon, he not only was restored to consciousness, but now has regained the use of his limbs. This is he's decided to keep it quiet for now to the people. He's finding an opportune time to reveal it.
That's sweet. Was he just
Sounds
like
like a
in
great
his
thing.
bed? Can we talk to him?
There will be a moment here shortly. As a matter of fact, we should probably get going.
Yeah, let's do that.
Mm,
All right. So yeah, he motions towards the door, and you guys to walk down the hall. Brock staying hidden still and entering into the throne room, where all of these, throngs of people are like, "Hail, hail!" and they're up at the front there, sitting in front of the melted iron throne, and in his iron throne wheelchair is Bran. Hello. And he's like, "Oh, brave and gallant saviors of the realm, thank you for slaying the dragon."
With a grand flourish, I bow and wave and like spread my cape, or hold like one side of my trench coat out to the side as I bow and curtsy.
Bow and curtsy.
Yeah,
Dang.
very elegantly.
Everyone's taken aback. There's 3 hip hip hoorays and some cheers and stuff. And Bran says, "I have arranged for a pleasure cruise as a way of sharing the thanks on behalf of the realm for securing us and giving us safety. That will begin this evening, forthwith."
Well, that sounds
um,
nice. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. Maybe we should start.
Can I do a little detect magicking, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on with this whole situation.
All right, so there's a lot more magic in this room than you've ever seen in this particular room, and more than you'd expect. Obviously, David Bowie's been doing his illusions, and most of them are emanating right from Bran. And you also detect some subtle, some like glamour effects, which are illusions with mind control as well.
All right. Well, I think we've figured out a thing or two.
Okay.
They're kind of convinced that Bran's real. I could just dispel magic and drop the shroud from in front of their eyes.
You want to? Anyone want to do anything grand like that?
I want to ask everybody. Hey guys, what's the plan here?
I want to know how evil current King Bran is in our minds. I have very limited dealings with him.
So I respond via message. I can see alignment on this gentleman. And that's
so the detect magic that Gabriel got off made everyone in the room a little uncomfortable. Everyone kind of isn't really comfortable with people casting spells, and King Bran is like, "Oh, gallant saviors of the realm, what is the nature of these enchantments that you are performing?"
Man, I just want to like cleanse some shit out of this room and like make it feel good again,
the spell is called Free Breeze.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Yeah, no, it just like kind of clears the air a little bit, man. So sorry if it's not your cultural thing.
No, we are very unfamiliar with magic here. Please perform your free breeze.
All right, I'm free breezing it up.
Let's party, guys. And I try and break
Yeah.
I try and like break the tension with, hey guys, with a let's party. Check it out. We're going on a boat.
All right, so Lightweed, are you casting Detect Alignment? What other spell?
I would like to
What's the next?
try and cast See Alignment on Bran to try and
All right.
determine his, how he's feeling.
Let's look that spell up. See Alignment.
Is a first level spell.
When you cast this spell, you select a single alignment, such as lawful good or chaotic evil. Creatures of that alignment glow with a ghostly radiance in your vision. Though you can see this radiance, other creatures cannot. Spell effects that obscure alignment, like undetectable alignment, also obscure the effects of a spell. So, what alignment would you like to be looking for?
So, let's see.
Lawful evil.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Lawful evil.
I think if we're worried, I think that's the one that would worry us. And
Chaotic evil's gonna show itself.
pretty quick.
Right. Okay, so I'd like to look for lawful evil.
All right, so you cast your apparent free breeze spell and open your eyes and look around, and there's certainly plenty of people in the court who detect as lawful evil, glowing with a malevolent, let's say an orange, gold kind of glow, but none, if you're curious, emanating from Bran.
So I communicate that to everybody in message because I think I can only see it. So I'll make sure that everybody's on the same page and we know which, I kind of nod in the direction of subtly nod in the direction of some of the people that are glowing orange. And
Roll.
Go ahead.
Roll a perception if you would be so kind. You almost forgot to make it kind of free breezy. People are like looking at you as you're looking around. You're like, oh shit, I gotta make it look like a free breeze. So you waft your wings or something real fast, and people are like, oh, breeze, great. All right, gentlemen. Your pleasure cruise will be on the Nye, and it sounds like it's going to be a real banger. Tyrion obviously is a little weirded out by stuff. You heard that Bran is probably going to start walking soon, which is cool. And you got some shoes and some capes to start working on. We should continue this next time next week.
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right.
Actually, we haven't leveled up in a while too. Should we hit 9th level after slaying that dragon?
That would be dope.
I'm always down.
Let's do that. Just once you've leveled up, send me or let me know, and we'll review it offline. We'll be 9th level.
Cute.
For
Thanks,
the
Dave.
adventure of the pleasure cruise. ... Question mark?
We on a boat. Ugh.
Oh yeah, and I did promise it would feat T-Pain.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
I cannot wait for that.
Oh man.
I just
Yeah.
want a selfie. You bird.
I'm gonna have
All
so
right.
much fun with the magically changing costumes.
All right,
Yeah.
gents.
Pleasure, guys. See you soon.
So good to be playing again in 2020.
Yeah.
Right
Thanks,
on.
guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Until next time.
Cheers.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.